Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. Let's take a look at a video.
Even the depiction of Jesus was switched over to the face that became the global popular face. That was actually Caesar Borgia.
So this is just pure and utter nonsense. There are absolutely no data at all that in any way, shape, or form whatsoever support the notion that Cesare Borgia was ever the model or inspiration for any depiction of Jesus by anyone. Now, this conspiracy theory usually claims that Da Vinci was the one who painted Borgia as Jesus, but there were no paintings of Jesus done by Da Vinci anywhere near Borgia's employ of Da Vinci, which took place for only about a year and a half, 2 years, during which time Borgia had a syphilitic outbreak. And this is the only known work of Da Vinci's that depicts Borgia, and this is very clearly not the man represented in any of Da Vinci's depictions of Jesus, much less the inspiration for all modern depictions of Jesus. That inspiration probably goes back to the tradition of the Christos Pantocrator, which is a Byzantine-era artistic motif that depicts Jesus with more European Byzantine features, like a thin face, lighter skin, lighter brown hair. So we have a pretty unbroken trajectory of European depictions of Jesus starting about 1,000 years before Borgia was ever born and running straight through Borgia and Da Vinci's life, and nothing changes anywhere around the life of either men regarding the depiction of Jesus. So again, this is just pure and utter nonsense.
His father commissioned the artist to paint his image as the image of Jesus, and that image still propagates the planet till this very day.
There are absolutely no data whatsoever that suggest his father ever commissioned anyone to paint him as Jesus. That is 100% made up.
I mean, Jesus wasn't a white guy with blue eyes. That doesn't make it. He just wasn't, right?
The notion that Jesus had blue eyes first pops up in the medieval period, and probably as a result of fake letters that were purported to have been written by people who saw Jesus during his lifetime and described him as having a fair complexion and lighter brown hair and blue eyes. This probably inspired some artists during the Renaissance Reformation period to depict Jesus with blue eyes, but that doesn't really become popular until around the 17th or 18th century. So that is also unconnected to Cesare Borgia and Leonardo da Vinci, who never depicted Jesus with blue eyes, but it is something that starts up in the medieval period and becomes really popular by the 18th century.
Yeah, he wasn't a white guy with blue eyes. And you read the description, he had bronze feet and he had tight curly hair.
So Jesus was definitely not a white guy, but this description that is provided by this creator is also wildly inaccurate, and it misrepresents a description that we find in Revelation chapter 1, where John the Revelator is describing the eschatological apocalyptic Jesus in pretty stock divine being terms. So they have fiery eyes, they have a voice like the rushing of many waters, their tongue is like a two-edged sword coming out of their mouth, and then the text says that his hair was white as wool. And this is the Ancient of Days who has a hoary head of white hair, symbolizing their age and their seniority and their wisdom. But some people see white as wool and they think, oh, woolly hair, tight curly hair, but it's not describing texture, it's just describing color. And then the notion that the legs and feet were like bronze, the Greek is actually describing burning bronze, like in a furnace. So glowing white hot metal. And this is based on the idea that deities were of a different material and had kind of a brilliance and a shininess that made them difficult and even deadly to look at. So this is not the earthly Jesus that is being described. This is the second coming eschaton apocalyptic Jesus whose eyes glow like fire and who has wavy white hair and shiny skin. So it is not trying to describe Jesus as a white man or a black man. It's trying to describe a shiny divine being who descended to earth to give John this vision. And the fit for this video has been the McFarlane Spider-Man.